What mind-blowing, but simple, facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime? Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. Most, no need to fat shame Nelly the Belephant. Her weight is irrelevant. Pineapples used to be so expensive that people would rent them as a centerpiece for their party. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. A single strand of spaghetti is a spaghetto. At birth, a baby panda is smaller than a mouse. Violin bows are usually made from horsehair. The color red doesn't make bulls angry. They are color blind. Herringfish communicate with flatulence. If you heat up a magnet, it loses its magnetism. It knows metal on planet Venus. Garlic attracts leeches. In 1992, a shipping crate full of 28,000 rubber ducks fell off a ship. They kept washing up for years. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Edit. I wanna make it clear that I have no idea who Daniel Tosh is. And when I say walk I mean hop. Neither can emus, which is why they're featured on the Australian coat of arms, as it symbolizes our country always moving forward. When she's 6 he can tell her about the Emu War. I dunno. If she's Australian she needs to know as soon as possible. Who knows when the second Emu War will happen. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing. Heck yeah we do. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. If you have any, you have to have at least 2. They get lonely. There's an island in Japan populated only by fluffy bunnies. Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. They are also surprisingly vicious. The reason that they're so playful is because they're such efficient killing machines that they have extra time to spend on things besides hunting. But that's a much less 4-year-old friendly fact. I think I read that they have to eat like 25% of their weight daily. You'd have to be a killing machine to achieve that. Otters are neat. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies, kind of like how a Pokemon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. Royal jelly. This was given to Freddie Mercury at a young age, which is why we have the song We Are the Champions. True story. Really, you went with We Are the Champions over Killer Queen. Another one bites the dust. A polar bear's skin is black, and their hair isn't white but transparent and hollow. If the skin is black, and the hair is transparent, why are they white? You can't just ask someone why they're white. Oh my god, Karen. Butterflies smell with their feet. My feet smell too. Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats. Yes, I love it when my cat saves my human eggs from being eaten by tiny bugs. Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer. Humans are closer related to chimpanzees than horses are to donkeys, and those can have offspring. There are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in the world. Cows can walk up stairs, but they can't walk down. Can confirm. You have been visited by Money Pigeon. Like the video and subscribe within 5.6 seconds and you will get rich. Now back to scheduled programming. It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth. So if the sun died we wouldn't know for 8 minutes. It could be dead even now. Looks like it wasn't. It's still sunny. But what about now? Looks like we are safe. But what about now? Still good. But what about now? We are okay for now. But now, from the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the sun. 73 years from 1933 to 2006 out of a 248-year orbit. This list of what groups of animals are called, i.e. a group of elephants is a parade, a group of owls is a parliament, a group of wild cats is called a destruction, a group of 4-year-olds is a nightmare. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913 parents could mail their kids to grandmas through the postal service. A lot of the TV or internet video she watches comes via undersea cables. That's because the undersea cables are faster than satellite. Also a wait, what? Thought. Owls cannot be choked. OMG, this means that someone tried to choke them and failed on more than one occasion. It was probably that kid who got swindled out of a Tootsie Roll Pop. Giraffe tongues are black to protect from sunburn as they are out so much during the day. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means there are bees here. Let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I think of them. What topics does she like? But what was used for the filling of the first Kit Kat? The first Kit Kats were filled with Kit Kats from the future. Cashews come from a fruit. The fruit is edible but apparently hard to transport long distances, so the only places you're likely to find it are where cashews are grown. They also don't grow inside the fruit, they're on top of it, like a sort of ridiculous hat. It rains diamonds on other planets, Neptune and Uranus. Puffer fish are full of water, not air. Don't know if that's mind-blowing, but I learned that at the ripe old age of 38. It's logical when I think about it, but it never crossed my mind. Also, a spinning disc is going faster at the outer edge than in the middle. Male seahorses carry the baby in their tummy instead of the mommy. Babies. Lots of them. Whales are closer to cows than to sharks. Edit. Y'all are hilarious. And she's 4. I think mom/dad will deal with genome later. False. The cows just don't see how close the sharks are until it's too late. Making pennies cost more than their actual value. Lobsters were considered disgusting and low-class food, to the point that feeding them to prisoners too often was considered cruel and unusual punishment. Also, they're basically just big sea roaches. There's a D's fridge but not in refrigerator. A woodchuck belongs to the family of ground squirrels. She doesn't care what family it is from. She wants to know how much wood it can chuck. Can you answer that? There are more ways to arrange a deck of cards than there are stars in our galaxy. Cheese is just a loaf of milk. Birds poo and pee from the same hole at the same time. The distance from your inner elbow to your wrist is the same as the length of your foot. This one is fun because it sounds insane. The forearm looks longer, but if you put your foot to your arm you see that it's accurate. If you put both hands in front of you and write a word, your non-dominant hand will write an exact mirror of your dominant hand without you having to think about it. It will work with shapes too if she's too young to write words. A platypus lays eggs and has milk, making it the only mammal that could in theory make its own custard. Male lions sleep 23 of the 24 hours in a day. The pyramids were ancient when Cleopatra was around. There were woolly mammoths on the planet when the pyramids were being built. We are now further away from the first man going to space than the first man in space was to the first airplane. J.K. Rowling is richer than the Queen. Queen of England's personal net worth is about $520 million. J.K. Rowling's personal net worth is around $1 billion. The entirety of all the planets in the solar system can fit in between the Earth and the Moon. Sea otters hold hands when they sleep and have a favorite rock to hold onto in a secret pouch. A blue whale's heart is as big as a Volkswagen Beetle. Some penguins propose to mates by bringing them rocks for a nest. Leave out the part about penguin prostitution, though. Rainbows are circles. No land animal can match humans for endurance. There are more trees on planet Earth than there are stars in our galaxy. Welcome to planet Earth. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard at this, but here we are. Silly Earthling. Around 3% of Antarctica's glacial ice is made up of penguin urine. You got a source for that one? I found a list of good science facts for kids online. You can read more here. The DNA in a person's body, when uncoiled, can stretch from Pluto to the sun and back. A person's sneeze can travel at speeds of about 100 miles per hour. Imagine if your sneeze fueled your movement. Fleas can jump around 130 times their own height. So if a flea were a person 6 feet high, it can jump 780 feet high just like that. No superpowers needed. An electric eel can produce up to 650 volts of electricity. Touch it for the biggest shock of your life. A photon takes 40,000 years to travel from the core of the sun to the surface of the sun, but it takes just 8 minutes to travel from there to the Earth. The Earth is between 4 and 5 billion years old. It is the same age as the moon and the sun. Our planet is mostly made up of iron, carbon, and silicon, with a little bit of magnesium here and there, and you thought it was made up of people. It is the only planet in the solar system containing 21% oxygen in its atmosphere and water on its surface. The surface of the Earth is made of tectonic plates that float on a rocky mantle lying between the surface and the core, which makes it vulnerable to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. There are about 8.7 million unique species living on the Earth. Of these, 2.2 million are in the oceans and the rest on land. Popcorn is a vegetable. Billy goats wee on their heads to smell better for the lady goats. Zebras are black with white stripes, not white with black stripes. This is golden Mr. Skeletal. It appears only once every 20,000 years. Like the video and subscribe to comment awards in 20 seconds or you will never have calcium and good bones again.